Alrighty, folks. Look who's in the front yard. It is delivery day for Shake and Bake. What do we got coming? We'll show you in a minute. All right, we've been waiting on these. All right. Oh, look at Bean, guys. Check him out. He says, them packages finally here, huh? Them packages finally here. You can just send them right there, it's fine.
Alrighty.
I'm sure they're not light. All right.
Alrighty, and we are squared away.
All right, we'll get them inside and get them open. All right, you too. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And in typical UPS fashion, they wound up in pretty good shape. At least the boxes are. We're going to get in here. We're going to open them up, and we're going to make sure we got everything. All right, trying to do this one-handed, so it's not, if I get out of focus and out of whack, it is what it is. But here's Bean. He's here to help me. But Bean's not a lot of help. He had his teeth cleaned yesterday and got 2 teeth pulled, actually. So he had an abscess in one and the other one was just about to fall out. So she just took them both out. So he's not a happy camper. But let's get started. All right, we got a couple adapters here. We have the brake lines. Right, so you replace the brake lines with these. We have most of the hardware. These are shims, washers, and the bolts to replace the stock stuff with. Here's bolts for the bolts and shims and washers for the 2-piece rotors. So they're 2 pieces. And speaking of, here is 1 piece. All right. What else do we have here? So the brackets. These are the new brackets. Yeah. I don't think I can get one out of there because they got it. Hang on a second. We'll cut all that out. So here's the new brackets that the calipers go into. One more deep down in here. You have the other piece of rotor. Oh, yeah, these are the heavy piece of the rotor. I'm gonna let them taped. Oh, they're not. They open up like this. And there are the slotted rotors. Look at that, folks. Look at that. So this piece would sit in there. You know what? Let's open this up. So this piece would sit in something like that. And there's the rotors. So just the other box is the other set. I don't know if these are the front or the rears. But we'll figure that out when we get to EFI Specialties. But I'm going to open up the other box, check, make sure we have everything, and call Mac and let them know we got them. Next time you'll see me is either in the car or we'll be at EFI Specialties. Oh, I did forget to show you the calipers and the brake pads. calipers, and here are the brake pads. So looks like we got everything. Like I said, check the other box, make sure we got everything in there, and let Mac know we got it, and on our way. All right, folks, you know where we're at. We're back. EFI Specialties with Mac. Say hi, Mac. Mac's tired. He's been working all day, and we're gonna work a little bit tonight. What we're going to do first is, I've been having a little problem with voltage, so we're gonna swap out the alternator, see if that fixes it. If that fixes it, we're gonna go ahead and do the front brakes and move to the rear brakes depending on what time it is.
If everything goes smooth. Because we still got a dyno mine, I still gotta button it up, and
Yeah.
I've been here since yesterday.
If everything goes smooth.
We at least have to do the fronts and the alternator. The backs look like they're pretty complicated, and not complicated, but we're more involved, and this might just be a get her done. It just means we'll go faster maybe
Later.
next year. Yeah.
It's all good. We're gonna do what we do. I'll get a video. We're gonna weigh the car before and after the. You still want to do that?
Yeah,
Or we can just weigh the brakes,
I'll put plastic down on the scale,
and we can just
and
weigh
we'll
them.
just set the shit on
Yeah.
there and be good to go.
So we're gonna weigh them. We'll let you know what weight savings there is, and we'll go from there. We're in get her done mode. My hat's off. My hands are dirty. My shirt is dirty. My knees are dirty. Mac's all dirty. We're all dirty. Brakes are all dirty. We already got the brakes out. 2 21mm bolts here, a 13 and an 18 to get the bracket off, and everything comes out. So there's the rotor, there's the screws, there's the bracket, there's the shoes.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah. And what's going in is what you guys saw earlier. Is what y'all saw earlier. So there's one piece of the rotor. Here's the piece, the bracket that holds the calipers.
See, this is how you know I'm tired, dude. I have a battery on it.
This is the second piece of the rotor. And I will try and get a Mac installing as I try and help.
We're done.
We're done. We're just
This video can be also Dave dynoing my car, so you can get a little bit more. I don't mind putting out the numbers.
you don't mind?
No, because I mean, who cares? It's getting a blower. It's a blower
Yeah,
can.
it's about to change anyway. So what he's doing now is taking off the heat shield for the brakes
Yeah, we decided it's prettier and it's lighter.
to get more air.
Get more
So
air.
all we got to do now is take this off.
No. We take this off.
Oh, the other end,
and
because we got a whole new.
Correct.
We got a whole new brake hose. Brake hose that's gonna go in there,
We like hose.
which is I think it's metal, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a metal hose, not a rubber hose. So brakes should be stiffer.
Tyrone would be happy. We just lost weight.
We just lost weight.
Here's your 310s.
Couple more ounces. We're gonna weigh everything here in a minute.
Yeah, we'll take one off, weigh it. Like I said, we can throw this goopy shit in a bag with this stuff.
Yeah.
If you're never gonna put them back on, I would prefer they just go in the dumpster than under my steps.
I don't think they're ever going back on.
I mean, you could take them if you want, but
Do y'all think I should put them back on? I don't think I should put them back on.
I don't think so.
This is how loopy we're starting to get. This is how loopy we're starting to
Like
get.
I said, the only thing that I specifically asked you to hold on to and not to put for sale was the suspension. Because at some point we may need to service the Keltrax.
The Keltrax.
Because it does happen,
Right.
And it's kind of smart to have suspension to be able to still drive the car.
So I'm over your shoulder. So he's taking
Like
off.
a bra strap?
Yeah. Over the shoulder border holder.
Yeah, wait till they hear. I don't know if you caught the hose part, but I'm sure that someone did.
Yeah, somebody did. And then you disconnect it up there up top.
Yeah. And I got my little pan here.
Little pan here to drain whatever fluid comes out. And then of course we will bleed them to get the fluid down into the new brakes.
I don't even know how to bleed them, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I mean, brakes in general, I've never had to do it ever. I just take them to Jiffy Lube and I'm like, hey, will you fix my brakes? They're like,
Yeah.
Gotcha, fam. Ask Jay to do it. Oh, but he got his push rods in. He put it in the chat.
Yeah.
He said they fit perfect.
Perfect.
That decimal made a difference.
Yeah, that one little decimal point. Long story short, Jay got the decimal point wrong on his push rods, and they were what, 3/4 of an inch too long.
Yeah, and I wasn't paying attention when he asked me. I'm like, yeah, it looks good. Well, what he sent me was, does this plus this sound like this? And I was like, yeah, because it did. It was that number.
Right.
But I didn't catch exactly what he did because
where he put the decimal point.
As a machinist, we say 75. You know, like we'll say 75, and when I'm doing cylinder heads or other things like that, we're not talking 3/4 of an inch. There's nothing 3/4 of an inch.
Right.
If I can just. I don't know if we'll need this. I mean, it does just unhook, but I thought it'd be cool to have a bracket. We can zip tie as needed.
Yeah.
All right, so let me see what size this. I realize that's probably a 12.
One bigger than that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a actual line wrench that kind of goes around.
Gotcha. So we're getting there. We'll be back in a minute. All right, so y'all see me no hat, and I'm sweating. We're just trying to get this done now. So all of the TBM street brakes, not the race brakes, the street brakes, is 17 pounds. So that's one caliper, one rotor, one 2-piece rotor, the hose, the pads, and all the hardware that goes along with it. So that is 17 pounds. We'll be back in a minute with the stuff that was on the car. All right, so we're back with the, it's not stock stuff, it's aftermarket, but stock size stuff, bought aftermarket. So rotor, hardware, pads, which are really low, shield, rotor, calipers, all that stuff is on there. 36 pounds.
36 minus, what was the other ones? 17?
17. So that's 19 pounds.
Well, I'll just say 19 and a half.
18 to 19 pounds.
No, it's definitely 19. Because the other one was teeter in the 16 to 17 range. And this was teeter.
We'll call it, all right, we'll call it 19. So 38 pounds on both sides. That's crazy. I didn't realize they were that. I knew they were going to be lighter, but I didn't think they were going to be 19 pounds lighter. So we're not going to do the rears because they're too involved and it's getting too late. But I'm sure probably similar weight savings, if not more, because you got to cut off the little nub on the rear. So you may get closer to 20 on the rears. So that's another 40. That's like 78 pounds just in brakes. If you do both sets. We'll call it roughly because I don't know what the rears, the difference in the rears. But yep, we're gonna get to working and putting in the new stuff. Bolt, lock washer, regular washer. Put the bracket onto the caliper, and then caliper goes on there.
Yeah, I mean we got to put the.
And we got to put the rotor together too. But yeah. Part one.
I'm gonna go set my
right
car
there.
for Dave real quick.
All right.
You work on the rotor.
He's gonna go set it up. All right, we're following the introductions, so you can look them up on TBM's website as well. But so you put the rotor flat side down on top of the raised piece. So the raised piece, flat side of the rotor against the raised piece, bolt, washer, and a little bit of Loctite. And put the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts in there. So let me get that done and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, that's what the rotor should look like when you hold it up. All right, on to the next step, which I think is the brake hose and the caliper. But if I'm wrong, we'll be back to what we're doing once we get back. Well, folks, Don messed up. Messed up big time.
It's not big time.
And ordered Hellcat front brakes instead of the 15 to 23 just regular Challenger front brakes. So we are back to the same brakes I had before.
Hey, you know what though? We got to look at them and touch them and weigh them, and
we did do a few good things with them, but yeah. So tomorrow, early next week, we'll figure out what we can do to fix Don's snafu. We did try to finagle some things, but it just didn't work. It just did not work.
Stuff here to do it safely and properly.
Yeah.
So when we can make a phone call and just get the right bracket.
Yeah, we will just make a phone call either tomorrow or next week and see if we can get. Pretty sure it's just the bracket that's different.
Yeah, the rotors and the
everything else
brakes,
is the same.
Yeah, 100%
but
guarantee it.
We'll see what we can do with TBM. But so we are putting the alternator in. Mac's working on that now. So you got to move the ProCharger cooler stuff. You got to take the coolant hose out, and hopefully we can just pull. Well, no longer hopefully, he just pulled it out the top. And hopefully that solves my voltage problem. So what has been happening with my voltage is it's been going, it'll stay in, you know, the 13, 14, sometimes hit 15, and all of a sudden it'll go 16.9 and cut everything off and throw it into limp mode, and a lot of bad things happen. So hopefully this new alternator fixes that problem. It's not the battery. I had the battery checked out. The battery checked out good by Advance. So the battery should be good. So it's not the battery. If it's not the alternator, then I have no idea what it could be.
We got some ideas, but I also want to state that I'm not mad at you for wasting a lot of my night, even though I've been up here for 2 days and a half. Because what we've learned is your modern red headache cam. So I'm going to speak on this since we have no real brakes to show or anything. So I wanted to do a test with Don's cam because obviously this thing, I'll send you the dyno video if you want to post it, but his setup is very efficient. We've talked about it before. Everything is working together and the cam is a key. I'm not saying the cam is the whole key, but it's a solid key. And I kept saying, I bet it would do really good in A. Like, it makes sense. Well, I have the same headers as Don. I have the same dumps as Don. I'm literally running a pair of your old tires on my wheels.
And the heads are the same.
Stock heads, and I have my 6.4 intake and the prototype JLT.
Right.
Which I know is worth 5 horsepower on one car, but all in all, I'm on a soft tire. When I dynoed before, I was on a hard tire, and we know what that does.
Right, it does make a difference.
Yeah, I was on the stock wheels, the 245s, and they did dyno more, but I made 512.3 on my old cam when I was running deep in the 10s.
Right.
I made 525 tonight with the modern red headache cam and 506 torque, and it's making over 500 wheel at 5,500. So it's a nice solid line. So it's still a 10-second car with the ProCharger cam at the end of the day. We'll find out tomorrow. I'm not taking as much weight out, like, cause I had my bumper out for that when I used to run before, and I had the lightweight bumper. I put all the stock stuff in just because it's a daily driver, you know? So I'm gonna let you drive the car because everyone always accused me of having nitrous. You're gonna get to take some passes and do your thing and experience an all motor car that you didn't get to experience really before this. And then eventually we'll do the blower and, you know, get into all that. But that was the good stuff. And then Brian's transmission, dude. So also we've talked about Brian's transmission. If I look rough, I slept here. I'm like
Applied Torque Solutions.
ATS. He was on the live. Some of y'all probably missed that. You need to get on the lives if you don't, because we have some fun on there too while we talk. But
My shift points, my trans tune was not changed at all, and it shifts 100 RPM sooner, meaning it's way more.
It's shifting faster.
Yeah, like way faster. 100
Faster and
RPM is a
harder.
lot with no changes, and it's just. And you rode in the car,
Yeah.
just driving normal. It's just fast, fast, fast. And I just took the car out way faster than the old setup. I found some issues, but we can get into that at a later date. Maybe I'll get into some lives, but I found some fun stuff in my coil packs that you would have never thought were there, and
Right.
I fixed it, and I think that was costing me some power. I mean, the car feels way good like it used to. It ain't felt that fast in a while, so.
All right, it's late for both of us. We're gonna get this alternator put back in.
Where's your alternator?
In the front seat.
As long as if you would have said you forgot it at home, I was gonna throw this at you on
I'm
camera.
pretty sure it's in the front seat. I know I put it in the car. So let us get this alternator in, and I'll come back and let you know if it fixed my problem.
Hopefully.
All right, so obviously it's not the same day. Same beard, same non-shave, but definitely a different day. But hey, there's Bean. 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 He don't care about me. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Come here. Come here. He's still getting over getting his teeth clean and his teeth pulled. But, all right, to wrap up the brake video, Don did mess up. Ordered the wrong stuff. We still got to call TBM sometime next week, see what I can do to rectify the situation to get the right stuff. And what I may do is just wait until next race season to put those brakes in. Though they are street, they're more race type brakes, and I don't want to tear them up during the winter and get them all salty and everything else. So what I may do is just get some new pads all the way around for this winter and put those brakes on for next season and just save them. So yeah, your boy Don messed up, got excited, ordered the wrong thing. But the install video, I think I hit, kind of the high points. Sorry for the wind, we're outside. But definitely hit the high points of the install. And yeah, we're just gonna save those and move on. So the voltage problem I was having, where it would go low, go super high, it was more going 16 plus, and it would go so far it would shut off all the electronics and then eventually sometimes kick it into limp mode. I'd have to pull over, let everything cool down, and then get up and go again. So the alternator did fix that. So it must have been the voltage regulator that was in that alternator that went bad, and the car drives so much better. Not only is that, the voltage thing, gone away, the car is a lot smoother, car runs a lot better, and the whole 9 yards. So if you begin to have those voltage problems, they say typically it's one of two things. It's either the battery's dead, or something with the battery, or it's the alternator. They say most of the time it's not anything in between. It's one of those two things that's going to send your voltage going crazy. So we got the new alternator in, we tested it out, drove around. I didn't video, it was already 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. When I get tired, it gets bad. But car is fixed. We're off to the racetrack tomorrow.